Unmuting and switching over. Boop. Oh wait, that's not the button to switch it over. This is the button to switch it over. Boop. All right.
So
I see.
tomorrow's the day we know for sure what. Tomorrow's the day we know for sure what birthday plans will be.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Ooh. Huh.
If you come
Interesting.
to visit, you might. If you do plan to come to visit, you may want to tell me because I do have other places I'm going to be going to that day.
Yeah, no. With the distance between us, I don't think that part will be possible. Especially if
Plus, you're working on that weekend because, of course, you are.
double whammy. Yeah. All right. Let me go ahead and bring in. Who should I bring in? Well, we have a writer, so I guess bringing in a Carmilla would be beneficial. And as for the alter ego, let's bring in the mobsters. Da Vinci, Muramasa, and red hair. Ooh. Okay. Critical hit rate up triggers at the end of each turn. Critical up and defense up. Ooh. That's going to be nasty. I do have Gawain and Orion here. I think I'll play it safe and focus on Da Vinci. Torture technique. That's level 1. This person... I'm starting to regret this decision. This person didn't really get into any of their Carmilla's skills. And they already have her at level 80.
Hey there. You licking your chops, Baba.
Alright, let's see. Charisma E. Numeral of the Saint. Well, Silver the Shinobi. Ha! I got you, didn't I? This is just a recorded message. And if this isn't Silver the Shinobi, how did you get this number? Anyway, Silver the Shinobi, I will be out for a while. P.S. I hope you find your Shinobi uniform. Let's go ahead. Excalibur Galatine. Carmilla Buster. And Orion Buster. Alright. Get a good head start with a nice AoE. Alright, let's see. Let's have the Carmilla get some vampirism. Belt of Bertilak. Oof. Let's see. Okay, I think this is the chance where... Let's see. Okay, Stout Arm of Brutality. And TriStar Archer. Let's go ahead and Peace Strength.
Hi, Baba. Hi, Baba. You slow blink at the mama? I have been slow blinked at.
You have been slow blinked at?
Yes.
Alright. Artemis Agnos. And... Brave Chain Busters. There we go. Took a good chunk out of Muramasa just then. Ow. Okay, there goes that idea. Let's see. Orion has guts, so he'll probably survive Muramasa's attack. Gawain won't be so lucky, probably, even with class resistance. Gonna join the VC, but I'll be muted because I got nuts in my mouth. I bet you do.
Rami?
What? It was right there.
Someday you are gonna come up and visit me, and then I can smack you upside your head. Always try to while you hold my arms, and I squirm futilely.
Alright. This is gonna hurt. Oh, right. I forgot it did that. I keep forgetting Muramasa's Noble Phantasm removes the target's attack buffs. Alright, Voyager of the Storm. Yeah, why not? Brave Chain Teach.
Oh, Carrie. I apologize for Rami's behavior.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, hey, you finished the nuts.
No, I have not.
Well,
Oh,
nuts
you
to
did
that.
finish that mouse. Rami! Again, I am going to try to smack you only to end up pinned down and squirming futilely. But the effort
Oh,
will be
there will be
tremendous.
squirming. I don't know what you're expecting from me.
I'd like to imagine I could keep Remy in line, but no, he's bigger and stronger than me, so no, I cannot.
Let's see.
And he's not even trying to say no to that, so you know it's right.
No, not necessarily. It could just be not paying attention.
Ah. So I think you do have the time. I'm digging my grave right now. I am sorry for that one though.
Ooh,
Are you
good
not
crit.
paying attention again, or did you just not hear me?
Couldn't quite make out what you were saying.
Okay, good. I'm safe.
Ah.
You.
Carrie. For reference, dummy, I was being a snarky little shit again.
I figured as much.
I just made myself with that work.
Alright, Tesla coil.
That was not a good nap.
So you're not getting a callback?
Right. Ugh. The last nap was kind of dry.
Ow.
Oh.
SpaghettiOs.
Ah, come on. Inherent wisdom for Tesla. Shoot. Well, I have leyline stone, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue, actually. Alright, so Muramasa is acting first, and...
I open the curtains for Lance, and he decides to go to a window with the curtains closed, because of course he does.
Yeah, cats are weird like that. Oh, and they get charge gain. Oh, that's gonna... Oof. Alright. Leyline Stone. Alright, Charisma. Numeral of the Saint. Torture technique. Let's go ahead with Alright, so that should at least take care of Muramasa. Then Da Vinci. And here we go. Watch me get an Orion Brave Chain next turn. I'm gonna get so much overkill.
Oh, you're gonna get double the AP, double the kill, and
Wait a minute. Oh, no, you did. Okay.
Oh yeah, go. Let's do it. Go to one place Final Fantasy X.
Well, not a Brave Chain, but should still be plenty to finish the job. Let's see how much damage I get with Orion.
Well, I mean, it's so used to my bratty nature that he just rushes it off.
Okay, between those two attacks, I did like 200k damage. And I only needed like 32k. Ow, 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 ow. Ugh, this was supposed to be a light practice bout, Muramasa. Why are you taking it so seriously? Are you a child or something? No, I'm an old man. It's my job to make sure youngsters like you get a proper education at the School of Hard Knocks. That doesn't go for Silver Shinobi, though. He seems like he's had more than his share of hardship. I gotta admit, Silver Shinobi, those quick combat summons of yours are really something. Makes me think I'd be better off keeping you safe instead of mixing it up myself.
Me that he's seen Silver be hard.
If you play your cards right, you might even be able to beat the Tom Lin. You really think so? You bet. If you throw all the servants and magical energy you've got at him, you could definitely take him. You said one of them trounced you before? The next time it'll be your turn. Just make sure you got a good victory line locked and loaded. Something like, I ain't afraid of no Tom Lin. I have a feeling they were going for a JoJo reference there. Your weapons are made of iron, right, Muramasa? Could you let me have some of that material? Sorry, but I'm the only one who can work that. It's basically an advance I'm paying for with magical energy. If you want to use them for yourself, I'd have to make something for you from scratch. And that means we'd have to get some iron from a mine. I think it was Norwich that controls the iron supply around here, right? I see. Then I guess I'll just have to track some down somewhere. And after I came up with a plan to defeat Gawain, too. Oh? Am I seeing a mean streak in those eyes, girlie? If you got something in devious mind, I'm game to help. No, thank you. Just keep laughing it up with Silver Shinobi and leave me alone, old-timer. Looks like someone's going through a rebellious phase. Or maybe she's just like that. I'm guessing she's just jealous of our resident grandpa paying attention to me. No, I am not. I'm just being the child of prophecy. If there's no getting around that, then I might as well start taking it seriously. Start taking it seriously? Come on, you've always taken it seriously. No one here's ever thought otherwise. Oh, I see. You're worried about what Oberon said about you having to confront the Tom Lin eventually. I mean, that's definitely part of it, but I just figured I can't just sit on the fence forever. The whole idea of making a pilgrimage around Britain and ringing the bells still doesn't quite feel real to me. But the fairies we've met so far, including the ones in Gloucester, all had such high hopes for me. And of course, my whole village of Tintagel believed in me enough to raise me and send me out on this pilgrimage in the first place. I'm still worried I might not be able to live up to everyone's expectations, but I thought for the time being I could at least try being proud of being the child of prophecy. Like they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? I mean, I still don't have any specific ventures in mind, but you know, girlie, for the life of me, I can't tell if you're full of spirit or a shrinking violet. Yeah, you're right. Silver Shinobi? I've made up my mind, Artoria. I'm going to help you, no matter what Chaldea has to say. But what about Mash? I thought we were only traveling together until we found Mash. Of course we're still going to look for Mash. I'm not stopping till I find her. I just want to help the child of prophecy on top of that.
Excuse me.
Good point, Silver Shinobi. We haven't made our position very clear, have we? Finding Mash is definitely our top priority, but that doesn't mean we can just leave Britain to fend for itself. So we want to keep traveling with you, not just so we can find Mash, but so that we can help Britain, too. Now that we've made friends here, we want to do everything we can to help them, so we can get back to our own home with no regrets. Does that about sum it up, Silver Shinobi? Yep, I'm pretty sure Director Gordolf won't be happy about this, but sounds good to me. And I'm sure Gordy would give in eventually if he was here too. So it's not just Muramasa anymore? You're saying you and Da Vinci are going to join me on my pilgrimage too, Silver Shinobi? Yep. And I'm sure Oberon would say the same thing. Don't worry, we expect to be generously compensated once we're all saved the day. Once we've all saved the day, rather. So, how does that sound, future king? Of course, if you'd rather not have us hanging around, we can always go our separate ways. No, not at all. This is great. I never dreamed I would ever have this kind of help. I guess this is the Child of Prophecy's first proper alliance. Now I'm kind of starting to feel like a king. Yay! Glad she's so happy about this. Of course, none of this changes the fact we still don't have any kind of plan. It's great that you're feeling motivated about being the Child of Prophecy now and all, but what do we actually do about it? Ugh. Way to bring me crashing back down to reality. Couldn't you let me be happy just for a little while, Muramasa? Ugh, that's your entire problem right there. Hang on. She's making a gremlin face. That is totally a gremlin face.
Oh, I need to see. 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 That is a gremlin face, yes.
Yep, you can confirm that is a gremlin face.
What are you saying about me?
Nothing. Well, as the resident old man here, I kind of have to be a party pooper, right?
I suck.
I heard the whole thing, and I think I have an idea. It's Oberon. Yeah, it's a little.
Your teasing got ruined by Lance being a little brat.
It's a little earlier than I planned, but the time is clearly right. I will tell you where the Child of Prophecy and you, her companions, need to go next. The crossroads of destiny, where the Child of Prophecy's rumors shall become reality. That's right. It's time for us to go save Norwich. I can hear him, but I can't see him. Is that really you, Oberon? Huh? What do you mean you can't see me? Oh, right, of course. Down here, everyone. It's a chibi! Phew. Flying long distance sure takes a lot out of you, but there's no substitute for seeing things for yourself. Oh, right, you guys haven't seen me like this before, have you? I'm the stylish little speedster who races around Britain on a Sphinx moth at Mach speed. That's right, I'm Ryder Oberon, sometimes known as Robin Goodfellow, and the pint-sized fairy king. How did you get so small?
I'm small. I can deny it no longer.
Oop, just a second.
That's just every day of my life.
Midget.
I'm sorry, Tree. What was that?
Alright. Back to Sheffield by the look of it. I just hope we don't have to deal with Bogart again. Heavy footsteps echo across the northern plains. The Queen's army is on the move. A military flag depicting black flames and a mighty fortress flaps at the forefront of the army marching on Sheffield. Tamlin Gawain leads the army. Her objective is not to snuff out the sparks of rebellion, nor to negotiate with Bogart. Beryl Gut, who was named the Queen's proxy only yesterday, flashes a wicked grin. This all occurred one day before Sheffield was wiped off the map.
You know, at least I don't have to bend down to walk through doors.
Aren't you going to rest, Lord Bogart? If there's something on your mind, I'd be happy to listen. You can't even pour me a glass of wine? You really are a poor excuse for a wife, aren't you? Man, this asshole.
Oh my god. Is it? Oh my fucking. Alright. Alright, I need a new jacket. Anyways.
Well, that's alright. I can't appreciate alcohol anyway. In fact, I don't understand why humans cook their food at all. Cutting, slicing, roasting, frying, seasoning. It all seems like a waste of time and good meat to me. The Fang Clan doesn't need to act more human, and it certainly doesn't need restaurants. Did you know that Oxford is practically full to bursting with restaurants these days? Everywhere you go, there's a Woodwells's on every corner. It's a sick joke is what it is. Can you even imagine if all the shops on Sheffield's main street were nothing but restaurants? It would be so absurd no one would even know how to react. Yes, that's true. It would be a funny sight. Yes. If nothing else, those restaurants are good for a laugh. It would be fun to show you one. Never mind. I don't know why I said that. So, Child of Prophecy. I'm told you've been defeating Moors on behalf of the townspeople. I also know you've been seen fighting while wearing that armor of yours, even after I told you not to draw attention. Yes, I have. I'm sorry, Lord Boggart. I guess I'm just not fit to be your wife. Of course you aren't, you fool. You never were. And yet, even though you're capable of battling Moors, you're afraid to wield a weapon. You never came back for that iron cylinder. Those merchants told me they found you and the cylinder together, and yet you've never even mentioned it. It's almost as though you would prefer to forget about it entirely. That cylinder rivals Morgan's sacred lance. Why would you run from such incredible firepower? I don't know. It's just something about that thing feels like it could hurt everyone. Like it could even hurt all of Britain. And that scares me. No. You're not afraid of that cylinder. You're afraid of fighting itself. Never mind. Even if I did know your true feelings, I doubt I would understand them. All that matters are your records and accomplishments. Have you still not regained your memories? I don't know if it's your calling, but I have no doubt that you are a knight. One who has been fighting a long time. And yet I've never seen you in the Queen's army before. Nor have I heard of a new Tom Lin being appointed. In fact, I've never seen a fairy that looks like you anywhere. Where did you come from? Are you actually the Child of Prophecy who will save all of Britain? If you are, then you will be forced to fight wherever you go. For the Child of Prophecy's pilgrimage leads down a road of blood and war. Do you truly have what it takes? Can you not only defeat the Queen, but also unify the 6 clans? And maintain your rule over them? I don't... Of course you can't. You simply aren't made for that, even if you were to regain your memories. Fairies are meant to live their...
Can I skin this man? Goddamn.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, this guy is just a douche. Fairies are meant to live their lives how they like, in accordance with their purpose. Why would you force yourself to go through something you don't desire? No, it's like I thought. Not thought, knew. You aren't the Child of Prophecy. You're no more than an imitation, a lost little lamb. I've been fighting for a long time. I've been fighting the Moors since I was born. Fighting the Moors has always fallen to the Fang clan. It only made sense. We're the strongest clan in Britain. And Woodwells and I were the strongest of all the Fang clan. The 2 of us alone have saved Britain from the Moors countless times. It was those accomplishments that led to Woodwells being named Lord of Oxford, and I, Norwich. Yes, I remember that. You told me that you were once the Lord of Norwich. But you never told me how you ended up in Sheffield. A man named Caplas put one over on me. He's taken over the Spriggan name now. But never mind that scumbag. It's nothing you need to hear about. You know about the Caterpillar War of 200 years ago, yes? It was the only war that made the Queen scream like a flesh-and-blood woman. I never would have guessed that that accursed Morgan would be so afraid of insects. At any rate, during that war, Morgan gave Redacted the name Gawain and made her a knight. No one can perceive Redacted's name anymore. The Queen changed it so that Gawain became her true name. Now no one can call her by her original fairy name until she is defeated. Oh, okay, so it's like that bit from one of the Kingdom Hearts games where not only does everyone, like, not remember the word, but they lose the ability to even say it? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Woodwose hated Redacted and claimed she was the daughter of the detestable Black Dogs, but I always admired her sheer strength. In fact, I am part of the reason she became a Tomlin. One day I told her, if you don't want to be called a dog, you need only stop fighting with tooth and claw. Redacted, heir of the precious blood, from here on you will fight with the greatest of swords, your horn. Ever since, she began carrying a sword with her wherever she went, until one day her prowess as a knight caught the Queen's eye. She then became a Tomlin, and began shielding fairies from the moors of her own volition. I suspect that was because she had long been ostracized as a daughter of the Black Dogs. That allowed her to understand how the weak feel and made her demand responsibility from the strong. I believe the Queen calls that noblesse oblige. It seems there is no limit to the reach of the human civilization's influence. You know, you remind me of Redacted back when she had just been born. Back then, she agonized over having been born strong and hated that she would now have to continuously exploit the weak. There's something about you that reminds me of her disgraceful crying. I see. So you still care deeply for this Gawain person? Hardly. I stopped thinking about her 200 years ago when she became a Tomlin. What am I saying? Why am I sitting here telling you about my youth instead of my daring exploits? This was a waste of time. Forget tonight ever happened. Erase it from your memory. I'm going back to the tribunal. Okay. Take care, Lord Boggart. Please try not to stay up too late. That reminds me. Why aren't you afraid of me? That? I think it's because Sheffield is such a beautiful city. And I'm told you were the one who restored it from almost nothing. Even though it's a fortress city, it puts the livelihood of the fairies who live in it first, making it a bright and comfortable place to live. I don't think I could ever be afraid of anyone who set out to build a city like that. Well, of course. Sheffield is much more beautiful than Norwich ever was. But that ends today. We'll be closing our gates as of tomorrow. Once the fight with Morgan's army begins, no one will call this city beautiful any longer. What was that, Lord Boggart? That's the alarm bell from the sentry tower. But why now? They can't possibly be here already. What's going on? What's the situation? Don't tell me the Queen's army crossed the eastern mountains atop the Avena in only 2 days. They have, sir. The Queen's army is drawing steadily closer to the main gate. We also received a message from them not too long ago. Would you like to read it? No, you read it. Just summarize it for me. What did Morgan say? Well, what are you waiting for? Tell me. Yes, sir. It says, hand over the child of prophecy, and I will grant Sheffield its freedom. The child of prophecy? Does she mean Lady Mash? But why? What about Norwich? Does it say anything about giving Norwich back to us? No, wait, what does she mean, grant us our freedom? Does that mean she doesn't care if Lord Boggart continues to grow his army? Ah! Is that what you think, Morgan? You think our rebellion poses no threat to you? How much must you humiliate the Fang clan before you will be satisfied? Excuse me, sir. I have an urgent message.
The sentry just confirmed that Gawain's flag is at the head of the Queen's army. Tamlin Gawain is leading the advance. Oh, is she now? Very tricky, Queen. She talks big, but shows us she sees us as a threat just by sending who she did. The very fact she would send her right-hand woman to deal with us is proof that she fears our army. She knows she can't possibly take down Sheffield while Knocknariab is sending up troops up north. So she chose to negotiate rather than to try and put us down. Which means the army out there is only for show. No wonder they got here so quick. They can't possibly be armed for battle. So which will it be? Will she give Norwich back to us or send enough troops to dispel the calamity pool? I look forward to hearing which answer you chose, O Queen of Britain. Lord Boggart, it isn't just Gawain's flag. Tristan and Lancelot's flags have been spotted as well. All three of the Tomlin are headed this way. The most powerful forces in Fairy Britain are all bearing down on us as we speak. What? All three of them? I have a feeling this is going to end very badly, especially given that Fairy Lancelot is here, and we haven't even seen what she can do yet. All troops are in position, Lady Gawain. What would you have us do? Remain on standby until the messenger we sent to Boggart returns. Tell Tristan's forces to do the same. What is Lancelot doing? Lady Lancelot is standing by in the air. She says she'll drop into the castle once the fighting begins. The Queen's orders were to cleanse Sheffield thoroughly, in addition to Boggart's army. Everyone in the castle, military or otherwise, will be considered targets for Lady Lancelot. Fine. We don't need them lined up anyway. Tell Lancelot to drop in on the back gate when the time comes. If they try to let the Child of Prophecy escape, that's where they'll do it. Boggart, if you open your gates to us now, this can all end without bloodshed. Don't make me use my horn on you. Look at your forces and look at ours. You're a rational fairy. You must see that resistance would be few. Incoming message, my lady. The messenger we sent to Sheffield just returned with Boggart's reply. It says there is no Child of Prophecy in my castle. All you will find here is contempt for the Queen. This castle and I are one. If I should return to the earth, its purpose will also come to an end. That's all he wrote. That fool. Squads 1 and 2, ready your siege gear. Sheffield's ramparts will be difficult to break through. They may even be more formidable than my foul weather. Be prepared for casualties as high as 20%. Yes, my lady. We are prepared to accept any fate in the name of the Queen. Damn you, Boggart. Your reach exceeds your grasp. Did you really think Her Majesty would give Sheffield special treatment simply because it keeps Knocknariab in check? You were a fool to underestimate us. We don't need to ambush Knocknariab to keep Camelot safe from her. No truly capable leader in your position would have made such a grievous error in judgment. Your time is over, you old fool. All that remains now is for me to put you out of your misery. Assemble the troops. Prepare to hold the castle. Send word to Knocknariab. Tell her we can hold out on our own for 2 days, and to send up backup before then. At Boggart's command, Sheffield began its true battle. Many high-ranking fairies said no one told them all 3 Tamlin would be there, and they should just give up the Child of Prophecy. But Boggart quickly put an end to their dissent. It wasn't clear whether he did it because he didn't want the Child of Prophecy to protect him, or because he wanted to save her as a last resort. Whatever his reasons were, his decision was correct. If they had given up the Child of Prophecy, every fairy in Sheffield would have been cruelly slaughtered that much sooner. Report from the sentry tower! The enemy siege weapons are burning the ramparts. They've already burned through one layer of tree bark. The Earth Clan fairies are using oak trees to reinforce the walls, but at this rate they won't last the night. They need immediate backup. Soldiers stationed atop the ramparts have their hands... Hmm? Oh.
Nothing. Just baby talking to Lance, who's currently sat next to me and getting the scritches that he loves.
Ah. The soldiers stationed atop the ramparts have their hands full defending off invaders scaling the walls. We outnumber them now, but they're better trained than we are. It's only a matter of time until they outnumber us as well. So far the fighting has yet to reach the town thanks to our soldiers' valiant efforts, but... What is going on out there? What was that?
Only you could see this at global display, huh? What a shame.
What was that? Did Gawain just break in on her own? Lancelot is attacking from above. She's destroying the barracks. It's no use. She's too fast for even the Wind Clan fairies to track. There's no way we could shoot her down. Get her down to the ground, even if you have to destroy one of the barracks. Lancelot is like a bee, all speed and no power. As long as we can ground her, I can easily... Now what is it? Did they just fire a cannon at us? No, sir. It's Gawain. She's using her guillotine on the main gate. She's already burned through the gate's bark down to the 10th layer. We'll never be able to regrow it in time if she keeps hammering on it. Damn that girl. What about the castle grounds? Are the soldiers in formation? No, sir. The citizens are so panicked they keep getting in the way. Some fairies are even starting to riot, demanding that we let them out from the rear gate. Whatever you do, do not open the rear gate. If even one fairy makes it out, the whole thing will collapse. Never mind the throne room, Captain. Get down there and suppress those riots. Yes, sir. Let's go, you lot. There's too much chaos at both the ramparts and the castle. We can't fight everywhere at once. Please, Lord Bogart, tell us what we should do. You're the one who said we could fight off the Queen's army here. Or are you going to send out the Child of Prophet? I know, damn it. We just need to put out one of those fires, yes? Well, we've got a magecraft cannon of our own. Let's see what kind of power the Child of Prophecy truly has. Enraged, Bogart ran to the iron cylinder mounted on the castle keep as fast as his legs could carry him. He didn't think that alone would actually change the battle's course. At best, he hoped that it might provide an opportunity to turn the tide. Little did he know that fateful pull of the trigger would be the beginning of Sheffield's end. The attack that would transform the battle from a siege to a scene of pure annihilation. I'm gonna have to close that window. Give me just a second.
Alright.
There we go. Alright, yeah. Oh, that's a bad. The shaft of light that all but exploded from the castle changed everything. The 600 Royal Army soldiers who had been laying siege to the gate vanished in an instant. The Sheffield soldiers who had been fighting valiantly atop the ramparts died on the spot, blood gushing from their bodies. Those fairies merely near the beam's path breathed their last peacefully, as though they had only fallen asleep. The ramparts, which hadn't so much as budged when struck with Gawain's galantine, were now completely melted down, barely leaving behind a husk. Even the Tom Lin who had been standing before the main gate could no longer be seen amidst the haze of white smoke. Lady Gawain! She's... For just a moment, terror gripped the battlefield. Both the Queen's army, who had suddenly lost their will to fight, and the soldiers of Sheffield, who would normally have welcomed the turn of the tide, reeled the nightmare that had sprung up around them. Amidst the white smoke, only a single figure was still standing, though his breathing was shallow and ragged. Lord Bunkert! That was phenomenal! Absolutely phenomenal! Behold, my soldiers. If this isn't fortune smiling on us, I don't know what is. Oh man, that face. I think he's lost it. We can win. We can still win. Not even the Tom Lin can touch me while I have this. With this I can obliterate anything that stands in my way. And not just Morgan. I can be rid of that fool. Woodwoes. Knockneriad from the north, and the Calamity Pool threatening Norwich. This is incredible. Just magnificent! Yep. Just a second.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Though it was right in front of him to see, Boggart remained blind to the truth. He failed to realize how odd it was that the dead Queen's soldiers had vanished without a trace. He failed to notice his own soldiers' painful deaths on the ramparts. He failed to see the fairies who collapsed near the castle, and the soldiers right next to him who fell like withered trees. The child of prophecy fell to her knees in despair, aghast at the horrors her sins had brought about. It wasn't just that she had inadvertently harmed the townspeople she cared so deeply for. Was it the fact that she had brought that cylinder here? That was part of it. Was it her inability to stop Bargert? Certainly that was a part of it too. More than anything, she felt her greatest sin was her own weakness. Her failure to consider the effect she had on those around her, or the reason she was here in the first place, using the loss of her memory as an excuse. Now, who's next? Where's that accursed Lancelot flying about? Here, child of prophecy, come here. You can wield this even more accurately, right? You see that blue bee buzzing around up there? I want you to shoot it down, along with the Queen's army. Boggart turned, oblivious to what was happening to him. There he saw... Why? Why must I harm this beautiful world? Forget about him, Mash. Come on, we need to get out of here. But what about Lord Boggart? We can't leave him here alone. Don't you worry about me. You really are weak and useless, aren't you? I have no need for a queen who weeps over war. Go on, take her wherever you like. There, you see? Boggart made his choice. He'd rather stay here and kill his enemies. What do you want to do? What can you do? I have to help the townspeople escape. Okay. I'd rather just make a break for it myself, but if that's what you want, I'm game. Now come on, let's hurry. See you, Boggart. Don't worry about my tab. I'll be taking your bride as my payment. Boggart, please be careful. Lady Gawain, you're all right. I can't believe it. You can't believe what? Oh, you mean that light round? That was just a beam of hot magical energy. The only threat it posed was a bit of iron poison. It was crude and used without heart. I can't even compare it to a single strike from a High Queen Morgan. Now what are you all doing? And you call yourselves the cream of Camelot's crop? Hurry up and resume your advance. That fool Bogart just destroyed his own town's greatest defense. Now's our chance to seize the castle. Pay no heed to the ones fleeing. All you need to concern yourselves with is Sheffield's castle. The Queen's army poured in through the front gates as the soldiers of Sheffield tried to fight back. Some of the townspeople hid in their homes, holding up their hands in surrender when the Queen's soldiers broke in. Others saw that the front gate was lost and scrambled to make their way to the rear one. Tomlin Gawain remained steadfast at the front gate, glaring at the castle keep a kilometer away. To Bogart, who had become utterly enthralled by the cylinder's sheer destructive power, she may as well have painted a target on herself. You think you can match this power, girl? You think you could distract me? Cursed Knight of Morgan, let's see how tall you can stand after I fire another shot straight at you. Distracted by his elation, Bogart failed to realize that the weapon's poison was eating away at him. The only things on his mind were his animosity for Gawain, the Tomlin he despised, and admiration for Redacted's magnificent leadership. That little girl has become quite the fine knight, he thought, as his lips curled into a smile. At that moment he recalled the other girl's tears just a brief moment ago. For the first time in all his life, Bogart found himself on the battlefield wondering one simple thing. Why? Why was the girl crying? Why had she been so upset? What reason could she possibly have for such sadness? Try as he might, Bogart could not understand. What am I saying? This is war, and I have a weapon that can defeat my enemy. Weapons exist to be used. What more is there to consider? Sheffield belongs to me. I'll never let you bastards have so much as a single citizen. Even as he grew dimly more aware that his true anger lay not with the Tomlin, but with his own cowardice, Bogart placed his increasingly numb finger on the trigger and prepared to fire his last shot. It looks like the castle is still safe. Can we evacuate the townspeople here? We could, but then there'd be nowhere for them to run. They'd all end up either captured or killed. If you really want to save everyone, we'll need to open the rear gate and secure an escape route for them. Sure, it'll basically hand Sheffield to the enemy, but what was going to happen sooner or later anyway? Townspeople may not have a lot of great options available to them, but whether they die to the Queen's army, head north to become Knocknari's slaves, or get lost in the Nightcall's domain, it should at least be their choice. Now come on, Mash. Let's head to the rear gate. Just make sure you run for it if you see a Tomlin, okay? They're here for you, after all. I will. Let's go, Hapatrot. Please, open the gate. The Queen's soldiers are right on our heels. If they catch us, they're going to tax us. I don't have that much longer left to live. There's no way I'll survive another taxation. Calm down. We can't open the gate. Besides, it wouldn't change anything. It won't be long now before Lord Bogart sends the Queen's army packing. Return to your homes and await his victory. Those of you without homes, head for the castle. We guards can't stay here any longer either. We need to hurry to the front gate. We don't have time for this. We can't go back to our homes. All the fire raining down from above would burn us alive. And the Queen's soldiers are already occupying the castle. Our only choice is to run for it. Knocknariab's army is practically next door, right? I'm sure they'll help us. After all, they're the King clan. Now get out of our way, you useless cretins! Lord Bogart can't save us. He's the disappointment of the Fang clan. Yeah, Bogart failed. He's too weak to be a lord. He had no business challenging the queen of all people. You bastards! Oh man, things are at the boiling point over here too. First it's the queen soldiers, now we have to worry about a possible riot too. It's not like yelling at the guards is going to do anyone any good. Though I do get why they're doing it. Damn it! This way's blocked too! Bogart sure covered his bases. How about the sewer, Wag? Can we make it out loud from there? No dice, Rob. There's a wall blocking our way here too. I know they were probably just trying to seal off ways an enemy could sneak in, but this is overkill. Crap. Then we really don't have a way out of here. What about the rear gate, Wag? Did you see how they open it? Of course, Rob. I've been keeping an eye on the guards here just like you told me to. There are levers hidden behind the third pillar in both the left and right guardhouses. All we gotta do is raise and lower them. 2 of us should be able to manage it. Oh, but be careful not to step on the stake at the lever's foothold. It's a safety mechanism that'll make the whole thing stop working once it's broken. Wow, that's great, Wag. I'm impressed. You've really grown up. Really? You mean it? Does that mean I can make it on my own like Winky? Eventually, sure. But don't worry about that unless I get captured. Okay, let's sneak in and get that gate open. These Sheffield fairies have treated us to a lot of good booze. This is the least we can do to repay. Oh crap, it's the Queen's army! They're already here! Forget the gate, Wag. Stay out of sight here and keep an eye on things. Damn it! We're a little too late. This is gonna be a bloodbath. Huh? Why can't we open the gate then? Wouldn't that help? Don't be stupid. Didn't I teach you to play it safe? What's the most important thing in the world? Your life, right? Then you gotta take good care of it. After all, what's the point of having something valuable if you don't save it for when it really counts? Yeah, you're right. We can't sell ourselves short. Okay, let's stay here in the sewer until... Rob, look, over there! Someone's sending the Queen's soldiers flying. It's Anise! Anise is here to save us! I told you, she's called MASH now. Anyway, change of plans. Let's sneak into the guardhouses while she's got everyone's attention. Woo! Alright, way to go, MASH! That's our child of prophecy. The Queen's army bore down on the panicked fairies crowding around the rear gate. The guards advanced to meet them, but could not make it through the press of so many bodies. Soon, the Queen's soldiers would set upon the fairies, trying desperately to escape. Once first blood was shed, there would be no going back. The fairies were too frightened to think straight, so the Queen's soldiers regarded them as violent dissidents. Soon, the rear gate would become a bloodbath from which none would escape alive. Unless, of course, she had something to say about it. Ha! Lady Mash? What are you doing here? I came to help. Can you open the rear gate, Loot? I'm not authorized to make that call, but then again, if the Lord's Lady wishes to pass through the gate, I guess we have no choice but to open it. Thank you. Not at all, my lady. I was this close to doing something I would have regretted forever. Some guard I turned out to be. Someone help me open the gate, and hurry! Don't let the Queen's army into the guardhouses. Don't let them touch the safety mechanisms either. If you see someone suspicious in there, kill them. I've located a fairy that appears to be the child of prophecy. I've located a fairy that appears to be the child of prophecy. Moving in for the kill. You four, with me. The rest of you, dispose of these fairies. Don't let a single seed of dissent escape. Oh, no, you don't. You're facing me and me alone. If it's bloodshed you want, then it's bloodshed you'll get. I am Tomlin Galahad, the Knight of Sheffield. I am your enemy, and I'll stop you all right here, right now. Alright, let's see. Shining round shield.
Alright, you mutt. That's the hands.
Alright, let's see.
I mean, she is supposed to be a children of black dogs, so calling her a mutt actually fits.
Oh, this is MASH, so
But
let's see.
I thought Mash was fighting Gawain.
Yeah, she just brought up the Tom Lin title, I guess. Might have been in something in that one cutscene I skipped. Actually, hold on.
Hi, Papa. What? Why are you meowing? You can hear that, right?
I did hear that.
What is it that you want? Mama will get you more wet food tonight for your dinner. Go with a storm to pass. Can't go out right now.
Hey, Tylos! Welcome to the stream.
Tylos.
Okay, no damage to Habitrot. Speaking of, she's just not gonna. There it is. All right.
You eating something?
Cough drop.
Yeah, I can hear the crunching.
Let's see. Let's do some target focus. And invincibility.
Constantly stared at by the bubble butt.
Let's go ahead and Brave Chain with Habitrot. All right. Let's see. getting that guy out of here, because he's actually pretty close to getting a full charge in. We haven't made a dent in him yet.
了解。押し切ります。やー。ターゲット。これで倒します。
If one of the other crits triggered, then I probably would have been able to get him out of there. Alright, time to stack up a lot on defense.
腕の見せ所ってやつ。いいじゃもう。私は最悪の席に立つ。急げや急げ。明日が納期だ。ハッピーエンドをお届けするよ。せーの。グライダースピンホイール。それは全ての傷、全ての怨恨を癒す我らが故郷。権限せよ、ロード・キャメロット。これ使う？
Alright,
了解。はい、了解。押し切ります。ふっふっ。やー。これで倒します。
alright, cannons are trimmed down a little. Uh,
いい感じ。
let's go ahead and do this.
いいよ。これ使う？
You just a staring boy today?
その辺だな。
You're feeling a mouthy boy today? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Alright,
急な仕事は？任せて。
Excuse me.
よっこいしょ。いい感じ。会長。
Ugh.
私は最悪の席
Why are
に
you
立つ。
bathing butts?
急げや急げ。明日が納期だ。ハッピーエンドをお届けするよ。せーの。グライダースピンホイール。それは全ての傷、全ての怨恨を癒